Tonight, I'm just going to point out all the gripes I have and how much hatred I've got and why for Quentin Tarantino. The top 10 things I hate about him. Not his films, particularly, but him, including his films. Number 10, he talks really fast in interviews and always goes, alright, okay, alright, while he's talking. Interviewer asks, why do you have so much violence in your movies? He goes, because it's fun, alright, it's fun. So side note, maybe violence is fun for you. It's not fun for everybody. And it certainly isn't always fun. There's bad violence that's annoying or boring or stupid, and you do all of those things. It's fun, alright? It's fun, okay? Okay? Number 9, he's really ugly. Okay? I'm ugly too, but I don't put my face all over the place. And if I do, you have every right to call me ugly. Okay? Alright? He has a face for radio and a voice for the written word. Alright? Okay? Alright? Number 8 ties into number 9 and number 10. Okay? The fact that he tried to put himself in his own movies, because I really believe that he thought he could be a leading man. Like he was in that youthful denial that he was good looking. That we all had, right? There was a time when some of us still do, but there was a time when, even the ugliest of us thought that we were like really good looking. Okay, alright. I saw Pulp Fiction when I was 17, and I was always curious, why was he in Reservoir Dogs? Why was he in Pulp Fiction? Why was he in Four Rooms? And I had to conclude that he was hoping that he would catch on as a star, as a movie star. Number 7. His movies are based on movies. Having an encyclopedic knowledge of movies and movie making does not suffice for making a good movie. Alright? It's a personal thing, but I'd much rather watch a movie by M. Night Shyamalan, like The Sixth Sense, like one of his better movies, where the director has an idea rather than he's just doing a mishmash of all the movies he's seen. Number 6. The fact that he's obsessed with looking cool, as is evident in all of his movies, even if he's not in them. The characters are always proxies for him. So all of his main characters are supposed to be him and how cool he is. Alright, okay. And that ties into reasons 10, 9, and 8. Because it's especially embarrassing when someone tries to be cool when they talk and look like a geek and a dork. And because you know that they originally wanted to be the leading man in all of their movies, but it didn't work out. There are numerous examples. I mean, the examples of him trying to be cool are just everywhere. But the best example is, my wallet's the one that says bad motherfucker on it. Or just like, when he explains the like a virgin thing in Reservoir Dogs. Okay, motherfucker, it's a fucking girl, fucking bitch. She wants, like, just the way they talk. It's always like super cool or trying to be. I don't think actually cool people who are actually cool, talk anything like that. And it stinks of insecurity and self-consciousness. Like, I can just see Quentin Tarantino in the background. Almost, he might as well be popping his head into the camera and going, see, I'm cool. Does this prove that I'm cool? No matter who the character is or what the story is, they're always super cool. And it takes you out of the story, because maybe the character should be a nerd or something, and they wouldn't talk that cool. Depending on the character. I mean, is just everybody cool, super cool, and I don't get it. Now that I think of it, even the loser characters in his movies have cool talking dialogue. Okay, I just hear Quentin Tarantino. He should just do the voices for all the characters. He should dub his voice into the voices of all the characters in all of his movies. Because it's really just him having a cool conversation with himself, a cool dialogue with himself. Also, it seems that part of Quentin Tarantino's definition of cool is that nobody can ever be nice or compassionate to one another. Okay, a couple notes I forgot about point number 7. His movies are based on movies. He steals, right, from other movies. And there's a famous Picasso quote. He says, a good artist borrows, a great artist steals. Okay, alright. Well, but a great artist also doesn't get caught. Quentin Tarantino does get caught stealing. Number 5, he should have stopped making movies after Pulp Fiction, since he obviously had no more ideas left. If he had retired after Pulp Fiction, he would have been a legend, and everybody would always be speculating for the rest of cinema history. They'd be saying, imagine what Tarantino would have done if he made another movie. Like, holy smokes. Instead, we got, so that was all you were. That was your best, and now you got nothing. Alright, okay. Number 4, his predictable suspense scene. Now, this is basically the same scene that he does over and over again with diminishing returns. So the first time he did it was in Pulp Fiction, where John Travolta has to put stab the needle into the Uma Thurman, who's, needs the adrenaline shot. And there's this, when I was watching it, it was so suspenseful, right? When's he going to do it? Is he actually going to do it? Fine, that worked. Then he tried it again with 4 Rooms, where Tim Roth had to cut somebody's finger off, and there was a long suspense moment, and then he did it. Okay, it kind of worked. Then it happened again in Kill Bill Volume 2, where there was this long suspense, like maybe 5 seconds, 10 seconds, before Uma Thurman pulled out Daryl Hannah's her other eyeball. And during that 10 seconds, I'm like, it was predictable. I'm like, she's going to pull out her eye. And so she did. And then, worst one was where Christoph Waltz talks to the, I think, Polish guy, while the Polish guy knows that there's Jewish people under the floorboards. And it's supposed to be so suspenseful, right? But it just wasn't. And I remember rolling my eyes in the theater. Like, oh, come on. This is supposed to be... It wasn't suspenseful. And then I think even later they had the same suspense before Michael Fassbender did the shootout in the basement or whatever, in the pub. During that shootout, there was like a moment of suspense. And it's just like, okay, it just gets worse each time. Oh yeah, and then the last time I can recall is the eugenics speech that Leonardo DiCaprio gives. And basically you're supposed to be worried about what Leonardo DiCaprio is really going to do while he's doing his eugenics speech. And I'm sure there's like 50 other examples, like in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, probably, before the violence at the end. There's always like some conversation and there's no music and it gets kind of silent and you can tell there's tension and violence is about to erupt. And it's just, okay, it's the same scene again. Number 3, irrelevant and irreverent monologues. I'm not sure if I'm using the word irreverent right. I think it means showing disrespect. So, for example, the Like a Virgin speech monologue at the beginning of Reservoir Dogs. Okay, so they're about to do a bank robbery. Meanwhile, Quentin Tarantino's character does this big, long, irrelevant, and also because they're about to do a robbery, it's irreverent in a way because it's just so casual, like juxtaposing the fact that just how casual they're feeling, even though they're doing something serious. and irrelevant though, largely irrelevant. Forget about irreverent. It's just a stupid monologue that didn't need to be there, and there was no point to it. You could have put any other speech, any other irrelevant monologue in its place, and it wouldn't matter. And then the Royale with cheese conversation at the beginning of Pulp Fiction. Okay, so that could have been any speech, any monologue could have been put in its place. They could have been talking about their favorite color, and it would have been equally effective. So it didn't matter. It was unimportant. I understand that it demonstrates how casual they are about the fact that they're about to shoot a couple people, but still, it's just the most annoying speech. I guess you could say that it comes up later because it goes, oh, it's a big kahuna burger. And then he references the Royale with cheese. But, you know what, give me a break. Is this a movie about burgers? And everything, almost everything in the second segment of Pulp Fiction or maybe it was the first segment, with Maya Wallace and Vincent Vega. Almost their entire conversation, the whole thing is just small talk and just crap. They could be talking about anything. Oh yeah, like Fox Force 5. And you know what? Even the dance that they do, the dance itself, it didn't have to happen. It had no relevance. It was just cool. And you could take it out and it wouldn't really matter. In fact, if you take out all of those stupid monologues, you could probably shorten all those... Oh yeah, Honey Bunny, that stupid conversation. They could just... Okay, nobody ever robs restaurants. You don't need to drag the conversation on for 5 minutes. Take out the dance scene, just have them take Mia Wallace out, have her come back. They go on, to the dinner, to the date, or whatever the hell it was. They come back, and then she sniffs the heroin. That you can shave 10 minutes off the movie there. You can shave 10 minutes off the movie with the Royale with cheese conversation. Just have them go up and do the thing. Okay? On all the conversations in the third segment about cleaning up the dead body from Quentin Tarantino's house, they didn't have to have all this back and forth and all the joking. It wasn't that funny. It wasn't that interesting. All in all, Pulp Fiction could probably be shortened to like a 45-minute movie. Oh, and the worst one is, the taxi driver talking to Bruce Willis. That whole conversation was boring and useless. That could be cut out completely. Yep, the entire taxi scene could be cut out of Pulp Fiction. And then the whole conversation that he has with his girlfriend about a pot belly. I wish I had a pot belly. And he goes, you want some pot? No, I want a pot belly. And it's just like, okay, so there's another like 5 minutes you could just cut. No, and that truly is the thing that I hate the most about Quentin Tarantino. Those stupid monologues that he thinks are so intelligent and clever. Number 2, Tarantino's obsession with revenge films. After Pulp Fiction, every movie he's made, I think without exception, has been a movie about a minority getting revenge. And he found this formula. If I pick a minority, then it's okay for them to go on a slaughtering spree. A revenge movie. And basically every movie is the same plot. Kill Bill, it's a woman getting revenge on a man, and so it's okay for her to kill everybody. And then in Inglourious Bastards, it's Jewish people getting revenge on, I don't know if I'm allowed to say the name of the people, Germans. So they're allowed to like murder them. Like, it's okay. You don't have to like say, is this wrong? Because, oh no, they're the minority or whatever, or they're the oppressed people, right? And then even that stupid car movie, what was it called? From, what the hell was it called? Hold on a second, let me think. Death Proof. Okay, so it was a bunch of women getting revenge on a serial killer. And then Django Unchained, of course, it's a black man getting revenge on white people during slavery. And then I didn't see Hateful Eight. I don't know if that's about revenge. And then Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, it's people getting revenge on the Manson family, because it's okay to kill the Manson family because they were the murderers, right? So it's okay to butcher them in the most grotesque fashion and get away with it, and nobody can say that Quentin Tarantino is some kind of, evil person. When I was ranting about this to a friend one time, he joked that maybe the next thing should be gay guys getting revenge on straight people. And the number one thing I hate about Quentin Tarantino is also the number one thing that I hate about Steven Spielberg, Martin Scorsese, and many, many other movie makers or people, but because this is really what I hate about Quentin Tarantino, not just his movies, is the fact that he does not have morals in his stories. Now, I'm no Christian. I'm not saying you have to say that you have to be a good person. Every movie has to have the moral that you're supposed to be a good person. When I say moral, I guess I really mean there's no meaning to it. But I say moral, I prefer that word because I mean lesson. But I don't mean lesson as in it should be teaching us anything. I'm just saying like an overarching point. And I think it was Robert McKee, I'm not sure who, but they also agreed that, Spielberg and Scorsese, they make great films, but there's no meaning there. There's no point to any of it. Like Little Red Riding Hood, the moral of that story is not to be a good person. The Little Red Riding Hood, the moral is beware of, big bad wolves. Or the moral of The Boy Who Cried Wolf is don't lie, don't tell lies. And a moral can be something as stupid as like a South Park episode where they're just poking fun at, look how stupid this is. And we're going to show you how dumb it is when people act like this. Or 1984 by George Orwell, the moral is, this is what happens when you take away free, speech, or you diminish speech, and, when a complete this is what it looks like when we take authoritarianism, dictatorship to the nth degree. So yes, the easiest moral is always like Marvel movies, like we got to work together, that's a moral. That's a cheap one because it's just so easy to do, or like be a good person, or it's better to share. And this brings us to why Pulp Fiction is his best movie, because I think it's his only movie that has a moral. The moral being, I'm trying to be the shepherd, and that Jules got out of the gangster lifestyle, and whereas John Travolta didn't, and the consequences for John Travolta was that he died. And it's just really sad, and it's actually just sad. It isn't just that I hate Quentin Tarantino, it's just sad that he just created garbage with no morals after Pulp Fiction. In fact, everything about Quentin Tarantino is sad. It's sad that he talks really fast and says, all right, okay. It's sad that he's ugly as sin. It's sad that he tried to be a leading man. It's sad that his movies are based on movies. It's sad that he's obsessed with being cool. It's sad that he should have stopped making movies after Pulp Fiction, but continued. It's sad that he has predictable suspense in all his movies. It's sad that he has irrelevant monologues. It's sad that he chose to just make movies about revenge. Very lazy copycats. Every movie was the same. And it's sad that none of his movies have any meaning, aside from Pulp Fiction. Goodbye, Quentin. If you enjoyed this, please comment and like and subscribe, and I'll make more. Let me know if you want more. I can trash Quentin more. We don't have to say goodbye to him just yet if you don't want to. But no matter what, please make sure that you have a wonderful day.